think it's another thing that I definitely focus on, and I know Elise does too. We breed at similar times, and for one reason, we want those seniors to be, I like mine. Elise's, I think, are they finish a little faster, probably like 7 months or 8 months. I need a little more time, like about 8 months to 9 months, and they're finished. And we know that about each other's herds. So, uh, you gotta like right now. It is cold. It's wet. The rabbits don't want to breed, but we got to get rabbits bred now. Like it's like we got to get them bred in order to have seniors for convention.
Mhm.
So a lot of people just, they just don't have the motivation to go outside when it's 30 degrees outside and
Yeah.
it's cold. But you
But
gotta
that's what sets you apart. It sets you apart big time. That 8 to 10 month window for seniors, you almost always win with seniors, but that 8 to 10 month window is the prime time for sure, especially for mini Rex. But being able to understand your herd and studying the litters and the babies you have, like I've been saying, is so important because all your lines are different. Like I'm gonna look at Tigress. She was my best breed winner at convention this year, 2022, and I want to be able to produce a rabbit that I know was when her prime time was. So I'm gonna keep redoing that cross, and I know when I want it to be perfectly timed because I remember when she was finished. Like you have to write these things down, you have to remember them, you have to know when their perfect breeding time was. Like my tort line out of Havoc, he won his first best in show at 4.5 months. I can't do that with my other lines, like my blacks, my brokens, my otters. My torts finish a lot quicker, structure and fur wise too. So like I said, you just really need to know your lines.
Yeah, and it's even the fur. We talk about how the body changes. The 2021 convention doe, Y52, she had a really great short coat. Dense. It was good.
Because she's got one of the best coats, Joe. Don't play it. I saw that
Yeah,
rabbit at convention for the first time, and I looked at Joe and I said, "She's winning best of breed." And that was on the first day, and then she ended up winning best of breed. It was
at
freaking
least.
awesome. So
But no. But let me tell you something. When she was like 5, 6 months old, her coat wasn't that great. She did not have that sort of density. I showed her at 8.5 months, and she grew into that buttery texture and
mm-hmm.
that density. And that's why I think that you got to understand. I have that young doe at home
I was
sitting.
just gonna say that,
I
Joe.
have, I have
Even
that.
her babies are the same way. They
Yeah,
don't quite have that coat yet, but that's
yeah,
what makes it interesting because you are very hopeful knowing how the
that's
mom
right.
produced that it's gonna be the same way. And that's why she's in your number one spot in your barn when
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
there a couple
At
weeks
least
ago.
my rabbits last week, and I have them lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, my favorite ones. And there's this odd rabbit that's in the number one hole, but it's not nearly as good as number 2 or 3. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I kind of know what her mother was like, right? And I'm hoping she's going to turn out like her mother. And that's why she's my hopeful in the number one
Right.
hole.
But again, she's very similar to how the mom was at that age as
That's
well, too.
right.
Mhm. Being able to understand that is so important and sets you apart from other breeders.